Okay, this is a problem that I actually see missed a lot on the first test. So they give you the mean value of land and buildings per acre from a sample of farms of 1,600. And let me show you what I do. So the very first thing I do is I draw a normal curve. Kind of good. And it says that, my microphone's way over here, sorry for the noise. It says that the mean is 1,600. And then one standard deviation, let me bring this back over here so you can read it. It says one standard deviation is 100. So what that means is if you're one standard deviation, let me just put the symbol for standard deviation. If you're one standard deviation above the mean, that means you're at 1,700, right? You add one. If you're one standard deviation below the mean, you're at 1,500. So the first part that it's asking, if I can make this a little bit smaller to get it to fit, so you can kind of still see my curve here. It's saying which of the farms are unusual, more than 2 standard deviations from the mean. Well, how you get 2 standard deviations, you either just multiply the standard deviation by 2, or you can just go one more, 1,400, because think about it, the mean minus 2 times your standard deviation, so that would be 1,600 minus 200, that's how I get the 1,400, and then right here, I would be at 1,600 plus 2 times 100. So that's saying anything past this, we are considering unusual. So if I go back and look at my list, anything that is past 1,400, so below 1,400, and anything that is higher than 1,800. So everything else looks to be within that range. Check my answer, and it's excellent. Now they come back and they say, which are very unusual, more than 3 standard deviations. Well, once again, you just go another standard deviation. So that would be 1,300, and that would be 1,900. If you really understand what this is saying, so there's my mean, you don't have to do each one of these. Again, you could have just started at 1,600 minus 3 times 3 standard deviations, and that's how I got that value. And then of course 1,600 plus 3 times 100, and that's how I got the 1,900. So let's look here. Anything that is below 1,400 and anything that is higher than 1,900, and I don't see anything, if I did that correct. Well done. But again, this one gets missed a lot. I mean to go to the next problem, but this is definitely a question on the test. Let me show it here again. That gets missed a whole lot. So be careful with this, but you really should start to get into a habit of drawing a normal curve, because I think that'll help you see these types of problems.